All my books have fallen over. Oh, this is a big pile of books. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome to this week's video. This week's video is my first book club of the month video sort of thing, I guess. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work yet, but for this month I'm doing books I've already read and I'm recommending you guys to read in different categories kind of thing, all kind of along the same lines, but I tried to pick different types of books. I don't know whether I'll do anything a bit different next month. Let me know what you guys think, but these are some books that I want you guys to read, or at least attempt to read over the next month, 2 months, whenever I next do my next book club. I'm rambling, I'm just gonna get into it. My first book falls under the category of mental anguish, bit of fantasy thrown in, romance, kind of, yeah, it's not really got a singular category, but it is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Honkin. This is an interesting series. This is the first book in the series. And it's quite an interesting book to read. It really plays with your mind a bit, and like I said, it's got a bit of fantasy, almost like, I don't know whether you call it fantasy or not, but it's like, it's a bit of the paranormal in there. And yeah, it has a gorgeous, obviously male character in there that you kind of fall head over heels. A pretty headstrong female character who has her moments and has her down moments too. But it takes you on this journey of who's lying, who's right, what the heck is going on, asking, making you ask questions every 3 seconds, and then the other 2 books that it leads into are just the same. So if you want something a bit mind-boggling and also quite addictive, I recommend The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. My next one is a little bit cliche and probably a bit out of date, but it is a vampire book, and it is my favorite vampire book that I have ever read by used to be my favorite author, but I have to say she's now my second favorite author because someone's overtaken her. But My Blood Approves by Amanda Hocking. Now, I first read these series on my iPod about 5 years ago because that was all I could get them on was iBooks. But for Christmas, I asked my parents to hunt down the paperback copy, and they got me the 4 books in paperback copy, and she's also finally released the 5th book after like 3 years of waiting in paperback as well, which my dad ordered for me, and it's on its way, so I'm very excited about that. Thank you, Daddy. But yeah, My Blood Approves series, it's vampires, it's seductive vampires, it's cool vampires, it's not ice sparkle in the sun vampires, even though I love Twilight too, don't get me wrong, but these, it was just a bit more grown up, a bit more darker, a bit more, scandalous at times, even though she's only 17, but yeah, it follows Alice's life, she meets Jack and his brother Peter, and basically, there's a few destined moments in there, she's torn between the two, which one is she actually destined for, who knows, etc. And this leads into 3 more books after this one. They're not that long, but they're really, really addictive and really, really fun to read. So I'd highly recommend My Blood Approves by Amanda Hocking. The next category is mystery. Mystery. It's not the most cliche mystery book like you'd find. It's actually by an author who did a fantasy series first, and now she's turned into doing a few different things. But this book, I actually could not put it down, and it got me tossing and turning. I kind of figured everything out in the end, but it was quite a mind-bending mystery. And it is Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick. Becca Fitzpatrick. Now, you may recognise her name as the author of the Hush Hush saga, which is one of my other favourite sagas about fallen angels. But yeah, she's turned to mystery books, and this one follows a girl, Britt, and Corby, who go on a hiking trip. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've read this. They go on a hiking trip and a freak storm hits them, and they leave the girl stranded, and they find some handsome rescuers, but these handsome rescuers are not all they seem, and then there's a murder and there's a bit of drama going on, and it's like, well, it's a bit of a game of whodunit. So I do quite like this book, and I could not put it down. It was not what I thought it would be, but I really, really enjoyed it. So if you want a bit of a, young adult mystery, I guess, give this a go. It's Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick. My next 2 are just, I don't know where they fall into. They're just young adult books, but there are other ones that I couldn't put down either, so I kind of had to include them. The first one I started reading one night just randomly. I tossed a coin and picked it up, and then ended up reading about the first 3 books in the series an entire night and stayed up till 6:30 AM reading them. So that was how good this was, and that is the Selection by Kiera Cass. Yeah, Kiera Cass. It follows it's in a dystopian world where everyone's divided up into classes, and basically they held a selection when the prince comes of age for him to find a bride out of the lower classes, and someone gets elevated in their status, and it makes the people, you know, feel good and everything like that. And for America, her name's America Singer. She does not want to go into the selection because she has a boyfriend who she's in love with and they have a future together, but you know, her parents really want her to do it, and it would mean so many great things for the family if she got chosen, so she does it, and of course she gets chosen. So she becomes one of 35 girls vying for Prince Maxim's attention. So that's pretty good, and the longer they stay in the competition, the more they get. So they get, you know, food and money for their family and everything like that. So the longer they're in, you know, the better they do, the better it is for them. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but there's like 5 books, and then like the last 2 books she switches perspective, and yeah, it changes up a little bit, but still, you should read it. The Selection, it's really addictive. Couldn't put it down. I keep saying that about every book, but this is why I've picked them all. They're the books that I just read in one go and could not stop reading. The next one is Rainbow Rowell's Carry On. Now, if you've read Fangirl, you will know exactly what this is. If you haven't read Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, I highly recommend you go and read that first, and then come and read Carry On, because Carry On is a fanfiction about a fanfiction. It's a little bit confusing. Basically, in Fangirl, the main character, Kath, is writing a fanfiction about a series of books about a boy with magical powers. It's kind of a bit of a take on Harry Potter, but she's writing a fanfiction about it called Carry On Simon. And so everyone kind of loved it so much that instead of writing the initial series, he started Rainbow... She? I actually don't know. Sorry, that's really insulting. I'm really sorry. Rainbow Rowell decided to write Carry On. Instead of writing the original Simon and Baz story, he wrote Carry On, which is a fanfiction of a fanfiction, because it's not quite the exact same as how Kath writes hers in her book, but still, it's amazing. And it's got a vampire in it, it's got warlocks, whatever you want to call them, I can't remember what they call them, it's been a little while, but oh my god, it's so good. They're roommates, and of course, they're secretly and madly in love with each other, and it's amazing, and I love it, and they just get me every time. And if you have not joined this fandom, you need to join this fandom, so yes, go and check it out. Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, but read Fangirl first, otherwise this will make no sense. Okay, my next 2 are my new 2 precious books by my favourite author. They're the first ones in the series. I'm not going to hold up the entire series, otherwise I will be holding up too many books in one go. So, we have some Sarah J. Maas books, Court of Thorns and Roses and Throne of Glass. Let's talk about Throne of Glass first. I read this second. Actually, let's talk about this one first. I read this first. I bought it a while back out of recommendations of just me seeing it all over the internet, and I was like, what is this book? I need to read it. And I couldn't get into it at first, and I've actually heard that a lot of people were the same. I tried so many times to start reading it, but then I went away to Melbourne and I took it with me, and I just sat there on the plane and I read, and I read, and I read, and I read, and I got to my friend's house in Melbourne, and we were supposed to be being all, you know, social and hanging out, and all I wanted to do was read, because it was just so good, and I couldn't put it down, and I was in love with every single person, and every perfect thing, and just everything. It follows the story of Feyre, who is a huntress, that's what it says in the back, and it's a world divided between humans and Fae, and she lives in the human world, obviously, comes across a Fae in the forest, doesn't really know it's a Fae, but kind of does, and ends up killing it, and then that Fae's master comes to claim his debt, and then it kind of all snowballs from there. But let me tell you, read the first one, love the characters, get into it, fall in love with it, then go and pick up the sequel, A Court of Mist and Fury, and you will hate this book. You will want to throw it out the window, because A Court of Mist and Fury triumphs over it. It is phenomenal is the second book. So read this one, love this one, really do. I do still love it, but oh my god, some of the characters in this book now I want to throw out the window and chop their heads off, because seriously they annoy the heck out of me by the end of the other book. So you have to read this one, and then you have to go and read A Court of Fist and Fury as well, because I think I talked about it in a previous video and I literally could not stop talking about it like I am now because I'm literally running out of breath. It's my favourite books at the moment by my new favourite author, so go and check them out. Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And her other book is Throne of Glass series. So this one follows Selena Sardothian, who is an assassin rescued from a slave camp by Prince, how have I forgotten what his name is? Dorian, that's it. Prince Dorian, oh my god, I'm literally on the last book, I completely forgot what his name is. Prince Dorian and Captain Kale Westfall, Kale Westfall, they rescue her from Endovia, the slave mines, and bring her to compete in a tournament to become the king's champion. A lot of other things unfold, like history coming back to repeat itself, magic, betrayal, love, drama, murders, etc. There is currently 5 books in the series. I'm currently on the last one, Empire of Storms, and again, this book, love it. But oh my god, I want to kill some of the characters now. Sarah J. Maas writes amazing things, and then the next one, she just flips everything on the head, and makes you fall in love with completely different people and all sorts of different things, and it's like, oh my god, why, woman? So yeah, she is killing me. I absolutely love her. Her next A Court of book is A Court of War and Ruin, which comes out in May, and I'm dying. The next Throne of Glass book comes out at the end of this year, I think, or so end of 2017 or in 2018, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's the end of 2017. I don't know what it's called yet, but it's Throne of Glass 6, and the way that Empire of Storms is ending, I don't even know if I want to read it. I'm already dead, so, you know, if you want to die by reading a book, go read this. My last 2 are just 2 of different categories that I thought I'd include just to vary this up a bit. My next is the autobiography, memoir thingamabob of choice. It's actually the only one I've ever read. I have a bunch on my shelf that I've never actually got around to reading, and this is the only one that I've actually kind of completed. I think I missed it a little bit somewhere, but I read through most of it. And this is, this is A Work in Progress by Connor Franta. And it looks like this, and it's really pretty. It has like this little really cool inside, and I love it, and it's so cute. If you don't know who Connor Franta is, have you been living under a rock? Yes, you have, because if you Google him on YouTube right now, you'll see that he should be known because he has quite a few people following him. Basically, yeah, Connor's kind of came from a small town, you know, went through a lot. He recently, a couple of years ago, came out as gay, and it was his journey of kind of discovering that about himself, you know, coming from a small town, learning the ways of YouTube. He was part of the beginning of the YouTubers and the vloggers and everything like that, when people had no idea what they were doing. They didn't really understand the concept of posting videos online and making a career out of it. And Connor was part of that first group of people who did that. So this is really, a memoir about how he started picking up cameras and, you know, loving the journey and kind of how everything went from there. So if you want a good memoir to read about YouTubers especially, go and read his. And my last book is my favourite classic book. I read this for school initially, and then I've read it like 5 times since, and I absolutely love it, and that is Frankenstein. By Mary Shelley, sorry. And yeah, it's a bit disturbing at times, but it's just so clever, and it makes you look at the monster's point of view, and it's all about, you know, don't judge a book by its cover, and all these little hidden motives and everything like that. And I don't know what it is, I just love this book, and I can't get enough of it. Like, I enjoyed 1984 as well when we did that in school, and I will read that, you know, read that a few times as well, but just Frankenstein, love it. Alrighty guys, that is it for this month's book club, I think I'm gonna call it. I don't know how it's going to work in the future. Let me know if you have any ideas of what you want me to do, whether you want me to set books for us to read together and carry on reading, you know, as we go over the couple of months or something. Just let me know how you want me to work it, and we'll go from there. But seriously, check out all those books I've told you about today. Give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below telling me your favourite books of, you know, the time at the moment anyway. And I'll check them out myself if I haven't already read them. Yeah, anyway guys, I love you and leave you. Till next time.